Yo, what's up everybody? It's Kev the Barber with another classic, and we're going to be hitting up the RMF today. Before I start this thing, I've been telling you guys to put the stuff, your name on the pictures. I swear, like, almost everybody in this section today didn't really put their names on the picture. And I told you, it's to make sure that I can, you got to help me help you. Right? If you give me a picture and I'm trying to shout you guys out, brand yourself on the picture. Because for me, now I'd have to go around and brand it for myself, and brand it for myself for you guys, and that's just too much time for me to. I don't have that time to do that. So whichever order you guys are in, just make sure in the comments below you say who you are, and yet again, you guys can comment as well. You guys can rate as well. So make sure that you know that you can rate. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. This is the first haircut. It looks okay to me. You can see a little weight line right here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a line. It's pretty obvious. There's a line right here, and here I think you did the line pretty great. It's clear, it's clean, it's pretty dope to me. This right here I swear needs to be a little wider. It seems like it's pretty consistent along the whole thing, but it's not here. Either cut this down shorter to make it crisper, or make this a bit wider so it can be a little more out and obvious. But this bald fade, like from here to up here, is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. But this weight line is a no-no, so I'd probably give this a 7. Let's go to the next one. This one is pretty good. I like this one as well. This fade is amazing right here. And like I said, like if you have too much harsh light on the photo, it's pretty hard to see the fade, because this all looks like one level, and you can see on the sides that it probably isn't. But you want to make sure that there's no room for guessing at all. But I like it. I don't like this front part right here. I think that should be cut down a bit more so you can have a fresher line. Bulging out hairline, that's not really flattering or anything. Doesn't look good. But yeah, overall, this is a okay fade. I'd give it a 7.5. And make sure you tell me who you are. Like I said, like these videos, I'm trying to get people to see it, but you gotta help me help you. This picture is terrible. that's the first thing. It's a terrible picture. Wipe your lens or something, because I feel like, I don't know what phones today, I feel like Nokia can take a picture like that. But anyway, from looking at it, it's a good picture. I mean not a good picture. It's not a good picture. It is a good fade. Your skill is not being represented well in this picture. I can kind of tell that this fade is pretty good, and you styled it well. You actually presented it. Like in the last video, if you guys saw, there was a problem with people not presenting it well, but this is actually pretty good. I feel like this needs to be together. Like, it needs to be more crisp. I don't know what this is. Maybe brush it or cut it. I don't know what's going on here, because I can't really see it. But I'd also give this one a 7. The bald fade is pretty good. You can't see the line though. That's pretty good as well. Next. All right. This fade is hardly there, and there's no presentation. There's so much frillies at the end of this person's hair. You didn't brush it. You didn't cut the hairs that are sticking out. I don't know. I feel like you need to just pay attention to detail. I don't know if you didn't want his thing lined up, or you tried to line it up, because it doesn't look like it's lined up here. It hardly looks like it's faded. It's either, like I said on the other one, it's either you bald this out and fade it up, or you leave it. You try not to shape it up. I don't know. Like, I understand with Spanish hair, if you cut in too close, but when the regrowth is like green, it looks green, it looks very disgusting. To get away from that, I swear you should probably just bald this. But overall, I'm giving this a 5. I'm not really liking this. Only thing I can tell that you lined up is like right here and kinda over here, but this is it's just not clean. It's not crisp. This one is okay. I can't even get it okay. I don't know what's happening. It seems like there's a line right here. You kind of just cut up here. The top isn't even. The picture's not that good. Probably would not post this to Instagram. Depending on where you are though, I'm not sure if you're probably, I'm just gonna assume you're a beginner. I would say to improve this cut, I would fade up here a bit more, or not bring this so high up. I'm not sure what he was asking for or what you were going for, but just make this more transitional. It seems you were trying to do a bald fade and were too scared of touching here because you wanted it to be dark, and that's pretty common. So, you know, don't be too down on yourself if that's what it was, but, you know, just make it more transitional. Yeah, did I say I'm giving this a 5 already? I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm giving this a 5. Cannot see this, straight blurriness. I don't know if you were, I don't know what's happening, but you can see a straight line here, and this looks like it's the same level, and then this is the top. Even if you know this isn't the same level, because sometimes I can go up 2, 3, 4 and it can look the same, and as you're doing it, like, yo, this looks the same, so you got to change it. It doesn't matter if you did the techniques, and that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, techniques are just techniques to help you to get where you can go. If you know how to get somewhere, or if you use the technique and it didn't get there, then you have to try something different. You have to believe what you're seeing instead of saying, oh, I use a technique, so there, I'm done. Nah, you gotta go back over it and fix it and get the look that you're looking for. Because this doesn't seem like, yeah, this just looks too harsh to me. Then again, I can't really see it, but I'm giving this one a 4. I don't really like it, but yeah. This is okay. It's interesting because I don't really, when people have hair textures like this and you fade it, it can look kind of like they're losing hair or hair's coming off, you know what I'm saying? So typically with people like that, I try and bring fades up higher or keep hair down lower, because this doesn't look too good to me. Like, I'd either cut this down lower and then allow me to just fade up here. I'm not sure if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, but basically, I don't really like this area right here because it's like too high maintenance. You gotta brush it down and it's still gonna look a little curly, because then you get out of there and then you still kind of not even look like you got a haircut, kind of. But it's all right. I probably give this one a 6. Oh, this is probably the best cut we got so far, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, this one is pretty good. This line I can kind of see right here. That's kind of me, you know, being a little picky again, but and again, this is where contrast is very important, because if you look at the edges, like, it does look sharp, but then the white wall is kind of like engulfing the head, so it kind of hurts my eyes kind of trying to look at it. You want to make sure the contrast is a little higher, so that people can really see the haircut and make it pop. Putting this on Instagram, I wouldn't want this fan right here either. And this is just for posting. This has nothing to do with the cut. The cut is dope. I'm giving this one a 9, honestly. Even though this line, like, it's a little wider here than over here, and that's the type of detail that you want to pay attention to, because I know that's a style to keep it wider at the front and then gradually put it here, but this is not gradual. It just looks like a triangle. And with this type of line, with it so straight all over here, you probably want to do that for the whole thing. Yeah. And also, you need to get a neck strip. I know, like, at the beginning of my videos or my cuts, like, sometimes I'd run out or stuff like that, or I didn't even know about neck strips, and that's why we're here. We're here to learn. If you have a neck strip right here, because if you have clients, there's a bunch of clients that you're gonna have that they're gonna have sweaty necks or whatever, and you're gonna need to make sure that you're protecting each client that comes along. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It's a good 1-level cut. I really like how this looks. The line needs to be sharper. It looks like, I don't know. It looks, oh, this is the problem. When you cut a line, right, you need to make sure you cut the line up here and down here, unless it's going to be extremely tiny. But with this wide, with it being this wide, you want to do that. And I can tell from this line that you didn't brush every time you put the clipper to the line. So you want to make sure that you put the clipper brush, because then when you cut it, hair is still there, it looks darker than it actually is. You need to brush away the hair that's been cut, because it sits on top of the head. So you want to make sure that's what you're doing, because if you're not, then you're gonna get yourself into some trouble. Yeah, but yeah, there's that, and I don't really like this over here. It's okay, but I don't know. It's just like you can kind of see this brick right here. You know, you want to not know where the levels are. That's what creating lines and taking them out is all about. You want to fade so well that when somebody's looking at it, it's like, oh dang, I can't even see where the level was changed, like where the 0 guard was or where the 1 guard is. If I can identify that this is probably a 1 guard open, or a 0 guard halfway with the grain, then you know that's a problem. Oh, I didn't even rate this, did I? I'd probably give this a 6. If I don't, I forgot. This is Kill Wills. I want to say Quill Wills or something like that. It's somebody I keep in contact with. This is the homie right here. Support and everything. Shout out to you. This cut is alright. Okay, I'm gonna start with the design. The design, as I was saying before, you want to make sure that you cut both sides, because you can see here, if you zoom in, that there's hair engulfing here, and then it's like you can't really distinctively tell. Like when you're doing a line, you want there to be the highest contrast there can ever be. It's like straight white to straight dark hair. That's the goal. And it wasn't accomplished here. You want to make sure that, you know, the line is crisp. Like you can see a line right here, boop, black spot. And then it's like a wavy. We'll make sure straight lines and cut crispy. The fade is okay, but on the back you can kind of see that he's kind of, not that it's not as bad as like wearing a cap, but you know, you want to make sure you can fade up here. I know people want to cut the top, but there's still some transition here, and you want to make sure that you're fulfilling that. But I really like the shape of the design, I'll tell you that. The background is also important. This line looks like it's a part of this line, and I think it's a charger of her phone, but yeah, you want to make sure that your background is controlled as much as the haircut, and that I believe is very important for your viewers, like customers or even other barbers who are looking at your stuff, because all you want to see is the haircut, and make sure that is the focal point of your cut, of your picture. I didn't even rate it. I'm bugging today. I like the shape, the fade is alright. I'm giving this one a 7. I'll give it a straight 7. This is not really faded. You seem like you're just shy. You just cut right here, and then you're like, nope, can't do it. Drop fade. You want to just make sure you do the levels first, so you know where you're going to be fading, rather than just trying to fade up. I can tell that that's what was happening here. And this is all one level. You don't want one level to take up more space, like so much space, because this one level is taking up all this space, and it's itty-bitty space for these two. Seems like a no guard kinda, and you tried to bald out down here, and this down here isn't even really balded. You wanna, seems like you just went straight up. When hairs are going this way, you need to cut in the way of the hairs, like cut in the direction that the hairs are going. So make sure that that's what you're doing, because that what didn't happen here, because it's still here and there are balder spots around it. Just make sure it's a lot more transitional. Give some space for yourself for each level. I understand it's scary to do that for drop fade, because people want it low, but it's better to have your fade a little bit higher than to not have a fade. This is a 4. This is not good. Yeah, you want to make sure that's what you're doing. I'm not supposed to be doing this cut. This one. Okay, this fade is pretty good. It's pretty good. I can see this line right here. And this line right here, I wish I could see more of the cut. I don't know what's happening up here, but the fade is okay. I'm giving the fade, and this line is pretty sharp. It's pretty sharp. I wish that you didn't seem like you really cut around here, because you can see the hair growing right here. It's not really cleaned up. I wish I could see this too, but overall, I'm giving this one a 7.5. Yeah, and you can see this washing machine and all this stuff, so it's like there's stuff that's distracting, and that's what the blurry background is really for. people aren't sure what a blurry background is for, but this is really what it is. So you don't know what's happening, and the haircut is the only thing that you're focused on. So if you don't have a blurry background, if you're using an iPhone and the blurry background isn't that well, then you need to control for that background. You can put stuff in the background as long as it's enhancing the haircut, but you know, if you're not doing that, you want it to be as bland as possible. This is also an okay fade right here. The line, as I said, it's like, you know, it's a little wide here, it gets smaller here. It's not really clean. It's not a clean line. I really like the style though. The style was good. This was a pretty good style. And on this side too, this fade, you can see the line here, which you made that a little more transitional, but this fade is pretty good. It's a pretty, overall cut is pretty good. Yeah, I like the style and everything. I'm giving this one probably give this one a 8 about. Yeah, 8. It's pretty, the style, I just love the style. It's a good style. Let's see. This isn't too bad, but like I said, I can tell where you did certain things. Like this seems to be bald right here, and this line is a little choppy. Like if you're gonna leave the line all the way down here, leave it all the way down here, but don't flirt with it. You feel me? Make sure that you're really intentional about what you're doing. Leave it or don't. There's dark hair here. Like if you look at the hair, the fade in this direction, it gets choppy. Like right here is okay, it's good, and then it gets dark here, then it's light, then it's like it's okay here, then it gets darker here, and then here it's like it's bald, and then you know, like you look at the direction of the fade, it's not really it has to be transitional this way and consistent this way. And if it's not happening that way, then you haven't reached the goal that you're looking for. And this line is not crisp back here. There's fuzzy hairs down here, and it's not really presentable. It's okay if you're a beginner. I give it okay if you're a beginner. If you're really trying to improve your fade, you want to make sure that every part of the fade is focused on as if you controlled for it. Detail is extremely important, and if that's not what you've accomplished, then yeah, give this one a 6. Not really feeling it. Yeah. With this one, I understand leaving the lines on the side. Everybody, it seems to be a very famous thing right now, and it is pretty dope when you leave the fade right there. But it can't be that harsh. I can see a triangle right here. Triangle, I think it needs to fade in there more. You don't want any lines. And like I said, you need to look at it transitionally here and look at it consistent across. So if we look, and it has to be in the direction of the fade. I know sometimes people fade like this, so if you can see the direction of the fade, you want to be able to go along that and then see it. Here it's kind of like a dark patch right here, then it's a little light, and then it's dark around here. But like I said again, it could be the lighting, so you want to make sure that you're controlling for that, because the only thing people see it's the picture. The picture is the only thing people see, right? So you can't be like, oh, it looked better in person, because you need to make sure it looks as good as it did in person. That's it. If it's not happening that way, then you haven't reached the goal. So and right here, like it's a little frilly here, it's not crisp, like it's just not crisp. And that's what you want to look for. My very goal is to make sure everything is crisp, clean, and natural. That's what I look really, that's what I think the best cuts are. And I'm giving this one a 6. It's pretty low today. I promise you this is not on purpose. It's not really trying to attack people, but it's just not. Just this batch wasn't as good as the last one. But keep sending them in. We're gonna continue to get better. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, you can always do that too. Leave your comments down below if you have any questions, anything that you have to say. And also my DMs on Instagram are for RMFs, rate my fades. That's what they're for. I can't have full-blown coffee conversations with you on Instagram. I would love to, but I just don't have the time. And since so many people are trying to do it, you know, I really don't have the time. So if you have a question, put it in the comments below. Cause I mean, I have professional barbers on this channel too that that talk to, that people also giving me advice as well. So if you ask a question, I can answer it and they can answer it as well. I don't have all the answers. I definitely don't. And I'll never say I do. So make sure that you ask your questions right here on the comments down below. I can't have full-blown conversations in my DMs. It's just not practical. But thanks for watching again. I'll see you guys in the next one. It will be coming soon. I think it should be Wednesday. Don't quote me, but I'm trying to make it Wednesday. All right, thanks for watching. See y'all later.